Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We will discuss in this presentation hotel buildings design. A hotel is an establishment that provides paid lodging on a short-term basis. Facilities provided inside the hotel room may range from modest quality service up to luxurious one. It's a sort of buildings which appeared long ago in any cultures and ancient civilization. Modern hotels has different types according to the service provided and facilities. Hotel operations vary in size, function, complexity, and cost. Hospitality companies have set industry standards to classify hotel types. Full-service hotel facility offers luxury amenities, full-service accommodations, and on-site restaurant. Small to medium-sized hotels offer a limited amount of amenities. Economy hotels offer basic service. A motel is a small-sized, low-rise lodging with direct access to individual rooms from the car park. Some hotels are built in specifically as destination in themselves, for example casinos and holiday resorts. إذا الفندق هو كمنشأة هي منشأة قديمة جدا جدا. هي بتدي خدمات بتاعت إقامة لمدة مؤقتة أو إقامة قصيرة. الرومز أو الهوتيل رومز بتتفاوت ما بين الخدمات الفاخرة أو اللكجيريوس للخدمات اللي هي الأساسية. وبتتفاوت أحجامها على هذا الأساس. طبعا وضع التصنيفات للفنادق، وفي فنادق بتعتبر هي في حد ذاتها هي destinations زي هي بتكون الكاسينوز والهوليدي ريزورت المنتجعات الفندقية. Most hotel establishments are run by general manager, head executive, middle manager, administrative staff, and line level supervisors. Organizational chart and volume of job position and hierarchy varies according to hotel size. The primary function of hotel did not change since the earliest recorded hostelry, for it offered bed and board as well as pleasant surroundings to enjoy both commodities. The guest arrives at the front door where he would be greeted and arrangements were made for his lodging and food, a stable for his horses and carriages, or a compound for camels and cart even when provided at the rear of the establishment. A rear yard was used by the innkeeper's wife and her assistant to prepare food which was then cooked in the kitchen. We therefore have house divided into. إذا التقسيم بتاع الفنادق هو التقسيم الأساسي بتاعه ما تغير من قديم الزمان يعني. فهو الضيف بيجي بيستقبلوه في المنطقة الأمامية، بعد ذاك بيكون في اسطبل وفي للحصين بتاعته حتى في الجمال وفي بعض الثقافات وحتى في مخازن للبضائع لأنه مرات بيكونوا تجار جايين المنطقة، فبياخدوا الحاجات دي للباك سبيس أو المنطقة الخلفية والضيف بيمشي لها. عشان كده بقى التقسيم بتاع الفنادق in general لمنطقتين. The front part المنطقة الأمامية included the reception area and the public rooms or the covered arcades in the caravanseries where guests gathered to dine and socialize the other The other half اللي هو ال back of the house where food was prepared and where the guest services amenities were taken care of, such as laundry, shoeing of horses. This duality of the hotel should be thoroughly understood by the architect. It is very important to bear in mind that there must never be mingling between the front service and the back ones. The two functions should be kept separate and yet so interrelated in a way that both functions smoothly and efficient. إذن الأجزاء اللي اتقسمت دي اللي هي الجزء الخلفي اللي بيكون فيه الخدمات بتاعت الغسيل وعارف تجهيز الحدوة الأحصنة والبتاع، والقدام المنطقة الأمامية اللي هي فيها المنطقة اللي فيها المعيشة بتاعت الضيف، فيها المنطقة اللي بيتناول فيها الأكل بتاعه. هي المنطقتين دي لازم نكون فاهمين الازدواجية بتاعته، إنهم هم منفصلات لكن بطريقة ما مرتبطات مع بعض بطريقة تخلي نظامهم إنهم يعملوا مع بعض. Let's start with the back area. Though rarely seen by guests, the back area is the most crucial part of the hotel. It must be laid out with two paramount objectives: control and efficiency. Foodstuff, housekeeping supplies, and many other items should be loaded out of seeing of guests through covered loading ducts to protect it from weather conditions. All that should be run under tight control. This is the function of receiving department that should be located directly or adjacent to the loading docks. إذا في الباك اريا هي المنطقة اللي ما بتكون مرئية بالنسبة للضيوف، لازم تكون فيها الحتة المهمات اللي هي الكنترول، التحكم والإفيشنسي اللي هي الفعالية. تمام. فالمناطق بتاعت الطعام والهاوس كيبنج اللي هي الخدمة بتاعت الغرف دي وغيرها ما بيشوفوها الضيوف، لكن لازم تكون هي محمية جيدا من العوامل الجوية وكلها تحت رقابة كبيرة وصارمة. عشان كده بتكون في مناطق إدارية أو administrative offices بتكون في المنطقة كتوزيع للمنطقة الخلفية الباك area. Control is a very important issue in supply lines and garbage area to prevent any possible leak in supplies. So receiving office should be placed in clear view position to ensure surveillance and monitor the in and out circulation of personnel. Locker rooms should be provided with toilets and showers. Once they finish changing into their uniform, back area plan should make it easy for them to get into their workstations with little time lost. The flow diagram showed in the previous slide indicate that the service entrance is located out of view of the main entrance of the hotel, yet it has connected directly to a street or road capable of handling truck traffic. Loading dock should be protected from weather conditions to avoid any delay of handling supplies or rain soaked while waiting to be checked. In this area there should be a space for a steward, receiving clerk, and a timekeeper. If the food storage and preparation kitchen are in different level, sidewalk lift or a conveyor belt should be provided. إذا الكنترول هو عملية مهمة جدا جدا عشان نقلل الفاقد في الإمدادات أو نراقب الإمدادات بتاع السبلايز. وعامل تاني مهم اللي هو الزمن، فلازم الشاورز واللوكرز تكون موضوعة قريبة من المناطق بتاعت الخدمة بحيث انه الموظفين انهم يغيروا ويتجهوا طوالي للمناطق بتاعت عملهم بدون فاقد زمن وبدون ما يحصل في الزمن. برضو في المنطقة بتاعت التسليم والدليفري بتاع السبلايز لازم يكون في موظف تمام ويكون مراقب للعملية بتاعت إنزال الأحداث. وإذا كان المنطقة بتاعت تجهيزة المطبخ هي في ليفل تاني، فيفضل انه يكون في مصعد تمام لتوصيل السبلايز للمكان ده. Immediately past the timekeeper, the employee should be divided into two separate flow lines, one for food service personnel, the other for the restaurant. Once food service personnel enter their line of flow, they shouldn't have any contact with either guest or other house personnel, with the obvious exception of waiters. All this is simply a matter of security. إذا حتى الحركة يجب إنها تكون منفصلة تمام. حركة الموظفين مع عمال المطبخ والمناطق دي لازم تكون الحركة برضو مدروسة. Uniform issue is related to the housekeeper. The housekeeper to the laundry room, and the laundry room to the soiled linen room. The soiled linen room connects by linen chute to the service room on every typical floor, and every typical floor connects by a service elevator that opens to the lower floor service area, convenient to the scrutinizing gaze of the stewards and timekeeper. بين الشوتينج دكس اللي بتكون عبر الطوابق اللي هي بتنقل اللوندري الى في طبعا دكتس تانية للويست. For convenience, a trash chute going from every typical floor service area should be located next to the linen chute. This will force an arrangement where the trash room are as adjacent or close to the soiled linen room and both are near to the service entrance to ease in pickup. إذا معناه الطريقة دي في تجميع الغسيل مع القمامة بتحتم إنه لازم غرفة الغسيل وغرفة القمامة يكونوا قريبين لبعض، والاثنين عندهم access للباك رود عشان يكون يستهل الهاندلنج بتاعه. Laundry facilities, a hotel laundry that does its own uniform and flat work, sheets or pillowcases or linen, require a good size of space for washers, dryers, drum ironers, and various pressing machines, each suitable for its own type of flat work, uniforms, and guest laundry. Larger hotels will maintain their own cleaning department for dry cleaning and pressing woolen and similar garments. Such cleaning and valet service is usually a part of or close to the laundry area. It is definitely under the supervision of the laundry manager. إذن في بعض الأحيان في فنادق بيكون الخدمة بتاعة الغسيل هي منفصلة أو في منطقة منفصلة تماما عن الفندق. في الهاوس كيبينج ديبارتمنت هي having several functions with the province of the chief housekeeper, who will usually have assistant floor housekeeper. Under the housekeeper strict control and supervision will be all the maids and porters. The housekeeper's area is also a storage area, for here are kept all the supplies that becomes a part of housekeeping. It could be useful for an architect to know how many rooms could be covered by one maid. It is very according to hotel or union regulations, but in general it is around 12 rooms per one maid, and it rarely go beyond 15 per maid. إذا بالنسبة للهاوس كيبينج اللي هي المنطقة بتاعت خدمة الغرف، هي عادة بتكون موصولة بمساحة واسعة بتاع التخزين، لأنه في سبلايز كتيرة بتكون in and out. ومن المهم للمعماري إنه يعرف قدر شنو الون ميد أو الهاوس كيبر الواحد بيقدر يغطي كم عدد من الغرف. in general بشكل عام الريجوليشنز بتاعت اليونيون أو الاتحادات هي بتكون 12 غرفة بتغطيها one maid، وفي حالات نادرة بتمشي لحد 15. يعني ده بيحدد لي كمية على الأقل كمية الميدز في الفندق. One porter is usually assigned to each maid. In addition to the regular daytime maid, there will be in most hotels a night maid who will make up beds for guests ready to go to sleep. One night maid usually can handle twice as many rooms as a day maid handles. إذا في porter بيكون قصاد كل maid. وإضافة للداي تايم maid اللي هي الميد بتاعت أو بتاعت النهار، في بتكون ميد بالليلية، والميد الليلية بتشتغل دبل الشغل اللي بتشتغلها الميد. يعني إذا الميدة بتاعت الصباح بتشتغل 12 غرفة، فالميد بتاعت بالليل بتشتغل 24 غرفة. Food and beverage service اللي هو نجي للخدمات بتاعت المأكولات والمشروبات. نجي للستورج and preparation areas، المنطقة بتاعت التخزين ومنطقة الإعداد والتجهيز. In the earliest hostelry, the innkeeper's wife took care of the cooking and maids took care of the serving, and a large board or table sufficed for guests. Most hotel kitchen and preparation areas are planned by experts known as kitchen engineers, but it is certainly helpful for the architect to have a good working knowledge in this area. طبعا في الفنادق الزمان اللي هي كانت زوجة صاحب الفندق هي اللي بتكون مهتمة بالموضوع بتاع الطبخ، وفي ميدز اللي هم بيكونوا بيخدموا أو بيخدم الناس، وفي بورد أو تيبل كبيرة هي بتكون كفاية لضيوف الفندق لأن الفنادق كانت صغيرة. حاليا الهوتيل كيتشنز والمناطق بتاعت الإعداد وبتاعت الطبخ وبتاعت الإعداد دي بيكون عندها مهندسين يسموهم مهندسين المطابخ اللي هم بيصمموا الحتات دي، لكن المعماري يجب انه يكون عنده معرفة كويسة جدا جدا بالمنطقة دي. Let us follow the flow of the raw food from the time it is delivered to the steward until it is finally cooked and ready to be picked up by the waiters and waitresses. After it delivered and weighed, checked and signed for, it will be sent either to dry storage or liquor store, or one of the various cold holding homes. Bottled or canned food and other products which doesn't need refrigeration will be sent to the dry storage. إذا الإمدادات بتاعة الطعام والشراب لما تصل تمام ويتم الفحص تمام تتوزن وتتعامل على تشيك، بتمشي يا إما للتخزين الجاف أو التخزين البارد تمام أو تخزين المشروبات. In this storage space will also be kept the various condiment that the chef will need in the preparation of his food. Vegetables will be sent to an area where they will be stored ready for preparation. A refrigerator box of the proper temperature will be needed, as well as workspace, sinks and cutting boards. Preparation of vegetables will be done in the preparation area, not in the kitchen. Dairy productions will go to their own cold storage boxes. Fish, fowl and meat will go to separate area with suitable temperature. Some of these items will be kept frozen, other in aging boxes, and other in simple cold storage. Fish preparation needs its own space. It must be borne in mind that all these facilities should be under tight control. إذن العملية كبيرة، هي بيحتاج فيها لمناطق بتاعت تخزين مختلفة، حتى التخزين البارد بينفصل عن بعض البعض، لأنه الأسماك مثلا عندها مناطق بتاعت تخزين منفصلة ومناطق بتاعت إعداد منفصلة، والفيجيتابلز عندها مناطق بتاعت إعداد خاصة بها، والديري اللي هي المنتجات بتاعت الألبان عندها مناطق بتاعت تجميد منفصلة. فهنا بيحصل لازم يحصل ترتيب للنطاقات بتاعت التخزين. The bakery shop should be separate ends, have its own refrigerator boxes, as well as all the pertinent equipment that the baker will use in his art. And it's art indeed. يعني المنطقة بتاعت البيكري أو المخبوزات دي منطقة منفصلة تماما، عندها ثلاجات بتاعت التبريد وعندها معداتها، وهي بتعتبر في الفنادق في الخدمات الفندقية هي نوع من الفن. We now have everything delivered, prepared and ready for cook and chefs. لحد هنا احنا هنا الحاجات بتاعتنا كلها موجودة وجاهزة. نجي للكيتشن area. Let us take a walk through what would be an ideal kitchen. Assuming that everything is happening at one level، إذا افترضنا إنه الحاجات دي كلها في level واحد. The food brought in from the various prep areas consists of fish, meat, fowl, vegetable and condiments. The food from the prep area brought to the various areas where it is to be used. One of the first areas which a good part of the prepared food will go is the rough cooking area. Here we find the big soup kettles and vegetable steamers and ovens and hot tubs where most of the bulk food will be prepared. Since there is some pots used here, there should be a pot washing area. Rough cooking is usually backed up to the finished. إذا الرف كوكينج اريا أو المنطقة بتاعت الطبخ الأولي تمام هي منطقة بيكون فيها أواني كبيرة بتاعت حساء، بيكون فيها الفيجيتابل ستيمرز اللي هي الغلايات بتاعت الخضار، بيكون فيها الأوفنز اللي هي الأفران، واللي هي المنطقة بتاعت إعداد أولية، ولازم يكون معاها واشنج اريا للحاجات دي. الفينيشد كوكينج اريا هي chef will be preparing sauce. المنطقة دي متصلة مع الرف كوكينج اريا. هنا الشيفs أو الطباخين بيعدوا الصوص أو الصلصات and gravies as well as broiling, frying and applying final flame to various types of meat, fish and fowl. هنا دي بيحطوا اللمسات الأخيرة للحاجات دي اللي هي من الغلي والقلي والحاجات. Between the chef ovens, boilers and fry there will be an aisle for the chef on the other side where will be the serving tables which the waiters will pick up the finished food. At the bottom of these tables will be plate warmers which the waiters picks up and set on the table so the chef can place the order of the specific dish that required. إذا هنا بيكون في ممر بعد الحتة دي، بعده بيكون في المنطقة اللي هي بتاعت التسليم للويترز اللي بيستلموا فيها النودل الأطباق بتاعتهم، وتحتها بيكون في السخانات أو المدفئات بتاعت البليتس اللي هي بيخدوا فيها الأطباق عشان الطبق يصل للزبون دافي أو ساخن. هنا دايجرام بيوضح المنطقة. Also in this area will be bains-marie, which are pans immersed in circulating warm or hot water into which are put already prepared vegetables, gravies and soups, all kept under proper temperature so the chef can ladle the required portion of food on the dish where he is already placed his steak, broiled fish, fried food or other end feed. يعني المنطقة دي برضو اللي هي بتاعت البين ماري اللي هي بيكون فيها الخضروات قاعدة مسخنة ومحافظة على درجة حرارة معينة عشان يشيلوا منها كميات معينة يخدوها مع الأطعمة بتاعهم. This food preparation area will have reaching boxes or cuts of meat and fish which have been prepared and are ready for the final stage of cooking. Off to one side, somewhere in the waiter's line of traffic will be the garde-manger section. Here have been delivered all the prepared vegetables and fruits so that the garde-manger can arrange salads, prepare cold desserts and work up the various types of hors d'oeuvres as well as seafood cocktails and other cold items for the start of a meal or salads that accompany the main dish. إذن الgarde-manger هي السكشن أو القطاع اللي بيكون فيه بعض الخضر والفاكهة بتكون مبردة عشان يتم استخدامها في التحليات أو المقبلات، تمام، بدرجات حرارة طبعا مختلفة عشان تتقدم ك يعني مشهيات أو أطباق جانبية. Dishwashing area is necessary, usually being placed close to the dining room. It is a noisy and untidy operation space, so it must be isolated from the main kitchen area. إذا المنطقة بتاعت الغسيل لأنها منطقة بتاعت إزعاج ومنطقة فيها فوضى حبة، فدي بتكون منطقة منفصلة من المطبخ. A checker control all the food and the beverage leaving the kitchen area to make sure that the items are correct and the proper price is indicated. Another space will usually occur in our ideal kitchen is a service bar with a bartender who will prepare the drinks that the waiter has ordered. Both the checker and the service bar must be in the direct path of water circulation line. إذا المنطقة الحاجتين مهمات اللي هي التشيكر اللي هي المنطقة بتاعت الفواتير والبيلز، والسيرفيس بار اللي هو البار بتاع الخدمة، ده اللي ممكن مفترض يكونوا في نطاق حركة الويتر. The direct path of water circulation line يعني لازم يكونوا في النطاق بتاع السيركيليشن أو حركة الويتر أو النادي. A chef's office should be provided which is set where the chef can observe all the activities. In addition, there must two additional areas. The first, the room service area with sufficient space for room service, rolling tables, and usually close to the cooking and garden manger area also. It should be as close as possible to the service elevator. Another part of the kitchen will be devoted to the banquet area. دي منطقة برضه مرتبطة اللي هي المنطقة بتاعت المقادم. As for the finishing materials of the kitchen, we can say that the floor should be covered with an easy cleaning and non-slipping materials. By any means, every effort should be made to hold down the noise from the kitchen. لازم نقلل بقدر الإمكان الأصوات بتاعة الكيتشن ما تصل للمنطقة اللي هي بتاعة الأكل. It's an excellent idea to have toilets and washroom for kitchen help. Most of hotels have coffee shops, sometimes combined with restaurants. The ideal place for the coffee shop is to be backed to the kitchen. Some hotels have an employees' cafeteria attached to the locker rooms and yet connected to the main kitchen, and of course it would be self-service cafeteria. إذا دي المناطق اللي هي connected للمطبخ الرئيسي، يعني أغلب الفنادق عندها كوفي شوب مقهى، في بعض الأحيان بيكون مخلوط مع ريستورانت مع مطعم. والمكان المثالي اللي هي الكوفي شوب إنه يكون وراه المطبخ أو متصل connected مع المطبخ. وفي برضو الكافيتيريا بتاعت الامبلويز او الموظفين او الطاقم اللي هي بتكون برضو موصلة برضو مع المطبخ. The beverage service area could be a bar room or cocktail lounge. To the bar must be brought not only liquor or bottled goods but also crunches that usually be found in bars, potato chips, peanuts, and bartender will also need from commissary area oranges and lemon. إذا في حاجات برضو البارتندر بيحتاجها اللي هي البوتيتو chips، رقائق البطاطس، الفول السوداني، والبرتقال والليمون وغيرها من الحاجات اللي بتقدم مع المشروبات. The mechanical space area here another important space in the back service part where various pieces of heating and cooling are installed, as well as the tanks and pumps to keep all mechanical systems in operation. In this area also will be all central switch gear that control electric current for every purpose in the hotel complex. It contains engineer's office and a mechanical repair shop, carpentry shop, and a a upholstery shop, and definitely a space for locksmith. Somewhere in an accessible place should be a storage for the spare parts needed in the hotel. إذا المنطقة بتاعت الميكانيكال بتاعت الآلات لازم يكون فيها مكتب للفني الموجود، ولازم تكون فيها ورش بتاع نجارة وورش بتاع إصلاحات للمعدات ذاتها ومخزن لقطع الغيار. نجي للفرونت اريا واللي هي الجزء الثاني اللي هي this area concerns itself with the guest. It must be borne in mind that the hotel has two faces and guests only see one of them, the pleasant and satisfying one in which he will spend a night, week or a month. Front area comprises all spaces and guests will see lobbies, dining spaces, restrooms, passenger elevators, corridors, hotel rooms, etc. These spaces should be planned and handled with the one thought in mind: the convenience and continued approbation of guests. Let us now follow the guest steps from the time his car or taxi pulls up at the hotel entrance. As the guest enters the main entrance, and here it must be only one main entrance يكون في مدخل واحد وهو وصل فيه. He should overcome with the feel of serenity, welcome and definitely complete absence of confusion. إذا هو لما يدخل دي الحتة اللي ببهر فيها الضيف بالدخول. إذا بيكون في مساحة جميلة مبهرة بتكون قدامه. Registration desk and elevator should and must be immediately apparent. لازم يكون الريجستريشن ديسك واضح قدام. The registration area consists of front desk behind which is a registration clerk, behind whom is the key and main rack, and behind that various administration spaces. لأن وراه بيكون في المكاتب الإدارية. Guest registration. Hotel registration desk should be immediate and visible to guests. The size of the desk will be determined by the size of the hotel. شيء معروف. Let us say 2000 room might have from 4 to 6 registration clerk. إذا 200 غرفة يجب أن يكون في مقابلة 4 ل 6 موظفين بتاعين استقبال. While a hotel with 100 to 200 room will have 1 or at most 2 clerks spaces. لما يكون في 100 ل 200 بحتاج فقط لواحد أو 2 موظفين بتاعين استقبال. Cashier usually placed with registration desk attached to small safe deposit room. برضه موظف بيكون قريب من الخزانة بتاعت المتعلقات الشخصية. نجي للadministration department. The administration of hotel operation depends entirely of its size, starting from a single office of a manager with his secretary close to the front desk in the small hotels, or in medium hotels where an assistant manager added and reception office work as buffer zone between manager and public. In the bigger hotels it gets more complicated with several managers working with the head manager. إذا المسألة كلها بتعتمد على حجم الفندق. With the increases of complexity, a more careful and detailed study needed. It must be important to bear in mind that several parts of administration deal with both front and back area. ناخد في بالنا إنه الناس دول بيشتغلوا على الجزئين بتاعين الهوتيل. نجي للريستورانت facilities. Every hotel must consider the feeding of guests. A smaller hotel may get by a pleasant coffee shop restaurant where feeding facilities are kept to the minimum. Quick coffee shop service could be offered either on counter or a table. Under normal situation, there will be a cocktail lounge or beverage bar even in the smallest dining facility. The larger hotel will have a pleasant coffee shop for quick service and simple meal, whereas a restaurant with its appropriate decor for more leisure dining will offer a more varied menu with higher cost than coffee shop. Cocktail lounge will usually be found close to the dining room so that the hotel guests can pause for a cocktail before lunch or dinner. This impulse type of beverage buying is boosted tremendously if beverage facilities are placed in the normal path of traffic. People normally tend to have their food outside of the hotel, so hotel management finds itself in competition with other nearby restaurants. إذا بالنسبة للمطاعم هي المنطقة مهمة برضو، لازم يكون فيها مقهى أو مقاهي سريعة بحسب الحجم بتاع الهوتيل بتاعها، لازم يكون فيها ريستورانت، لازم يكون فيها بارز، لازم يتم الاهتمام جدا بالمناطق اللي فيها. Supper clubs or night clubs were also to be found in larger hotels. With this type of dining and entertainment features, their plans must include not only a stage but also dressing rooms for performers and a room for orchestra. In larger hotels containing all the dining facilities mentioned, it's not enough to have one kitchen but several kitchens, preferably on horizontal core, so that there is the possibility of vertical distribution food from the operation area. إذا في الفنادق الأكبر على المستويات الكبيرة بيكون في السبا كلابس والنايت كلابس، تمام، فدي كلها دي ما بتتطلب بس إنه يكون في يعني بيكون في عروض ترفيهية فيها، فعشان كده لازم تكون ما في غير الستيج بيكون فيها دريسنج رومز للناس اللي بيقدموا العروض دي نفسهم، بيكون فيها غرفة للأوركسترا. فالفاسيلتيز ذاتها بتاعت الدايننج لما تتعدد معاه المطابخ، يعني بيبقى المطبخ ما مركزي مع واحد، بيكون في عدة مطابخ، ويفضل انها تكون قاعدة فيرتيكلي تمام عشان تسهل الحركة في المواد. As for the lobbies, every hotel regardless of its size must have a public lobby. The size of the lobby determined by the number of the rooms and by the type of the hotel. A resort requires a larger lobby because guests will congregate there in the evening. Convention hotel also need large lobby because there is a constant gathering of conventioneers before they go to the lectures, seminars and meetings. There is no rule of thumb to determine lobby size. One must proceed with careful study of similar type hotels and discuss with hotel manager. إذا المساحة بتاعت اللوبي ما عندها مساحة محددة، لكن من المستحسن إنك تدرسها من مشاريع أو فنادق مشابهة. A hotel lobby sets the mood of the hotel and gives the first impression of the whole establishment. As for elevators, except one or two stories motels, every hotel or motel has elevators to take guests from check-in point to their rooms. Elevator must be located in an immediate visible place, either from the main entrance or registration area. Also, it should be located in the central position, the upper floor, to minimize the walking distance to the rooms. The number and size is normally determined by elevator companies after certain calculations. It is not acceptable to use guest elevators as service elevators. هي مهمة بالنسبة للمصاعد إنه ما تستخدمها في الخدمة، هي المصاعد يعني تفصل مصاعد الخدمة من مصاعد الزوار، ومصاعد الزوار يجي منها تكون في مكان واضح تمام. الله الجيست رومز دي هنا البرايم برودكت that hotel has to offer the guest room. The first consideration is the size of the room. There is a variety of dimensions as the architect may encounter. If we eliminate the space taken by bathroom and closet and consider actual room itself, the length and width are determined by the amount of the furniture that is to go inside and by the luxury that the hotel operator wishes to achieve. يعني هنا الحجم بتاع الغرفة بيعتمد على حاجتين، على الكمية الفيرنتشر اللي هتخش والمستوى بتاع الفخامة اللي أنا داير أديه للغرفة. As for luxury, it would be well to create rooms that are sized not for the actual furniture requirements but for the sheer luxury of spaciousness. As for furniture requirements, it's important to know the types of rooms as a hotel or a motel offer. The most common one is a twin-bedded room, then single occupancy room, and studio rooms or suite. The twin-bedded room is the most common in hotel field. It will vary in length depending on the type of bed installation. The smallest units will have a pair of twin beds. The first question rises whether there will be a night table between them or the two beds will be side by side. Rooms with two beds separated by night table are preferred by most hotel operators because there are many double occupancy that do not necessarily involve married couples. إذا الطريقة بتاعت السراير المنفصلة تمام هي المفضلة في النوع ده عند الشركات الفنادق، لأنه ما كل الناس بيكونوا married couples. The next consideration in the size of the bed itself. It is preferable to have a suitable size bed that could offer more occupants in the room. يعني a child with adult for example. يعني عشان كده السرير من المفضل إنه يكون أوسع من السرير العام. In this way, a twin-bedded room could be sufficed for a family of 4 persons. وربما ممكن تاخد عائلة من 4 أفراد. It is important to bear in mind that we not only see sleeping facilities but also sitting facilities in the room. برضه بنلقى فيها برضه منطقة بتاع الجلوس. It is also desirable to have a low table, could be used for dining, playing cards or writing. In some cases, 2 rooms designed to be connected by adjoining doors. This arrangement gives opportunity to combine 2 rooms to a suite. يعني ممكن أنا إذا خليت باب ما بين غرفتين زي ديل ممكن أفتحهم على بعض يبقوا شو جناح. هنا الصورة دي أمثلة. Every hotel should have arrangement for suites of a permanent nature, as suppose of combination of a studio room with a typical guest room. These suites should have a good sized dining table with sufficient number of chairs, a sufficient number of lounge chairs, and an accessory table. Suites will usually be found in the corner of the building so that the planner can join up several rooms together. دائما الأجنحة بتوضع في الأركان بتاعت المبنى. Thank you.